you want to be comfortable and you want to have friends and you want to be like early days, being like short, being 5 feet tall.
At 80 years old, Danny DeVito is a name everyone thinks they know, but the truth behind his fame is far darker and more unsettling than Hollywood has ever admitted. Beneath the charisma, sharp humor, and iconic characters lies a path marked by behind-the-scenes conflicts, controversial contracts, silent rivalries, relationships that crumbled under the spotlight, and choices that exacted an immense emotional toll. This video dives deep into the most controversial moments of DeVito's career, the whispers suppressed by the industry, the impact of early fame, the relentless pressure to stay relevant, and how fortune has not always equaled happiness. What seems like an enviable life hides deep fractures, painful decisions, and a little-known side that raises uncomfortable questions about success, loneliness, and personal sacrifice. Watch until the very end, because the final revelation will leave you truly shaken, and it could completely change the way you see Danny DeVito. Then, share in the comments what shocked you most about this story that few have had the courage to tell. Danny DeVito was born on November 17, 1944, in Neptune, New Jersey, into a modest Italian-American family where hard work wasn't optional, it was a daily necessity. The son of small business owners, he grew up in a simple household, shaped by traditional values, discipline, and few luxuries. From an early age, this environment taught him to watch the world and the people around him with careful attention. His height, which would later become one of his most recognizable traits, was a constant challenge during childhood and adolescence. It exposed him to embarrassment, teasing, and situations that forced him to develop a resilient, witty, and sharp sense of humor as a defense mechanism. Before any artistic ambitions, DeVito sought stability. He even worked as a hairdresser, including in funeral homes, a transformative experience that confronted him with human fragility and realities far removed from the Hollywood glamour he would eventually encounter. It was in this context that his identity began to take shape, not through appearances or fame, but through quiet observation, empathy, and the ability to find laughter even in hardship. When he decided to study acting, he carried not only ambition but also deep insecurities, fully aware that he did not fit the traditional mold of cinema. Yet these apparent limitations became the fuel for his creativity, helping him craft unique and unforgettable characters. The blend of humility, practicality, and emotional resilience was essential for Danny DeVito to turn adversity into identity, proving early on that his strength didn't lie in physical stature, but in authenticity, emotional intelligence, and the ability to adapt without ever losing sight of who he truly was. Danny DeVito's rise in Hollywood was anything but simple, and his journey reveals how talent and persistence had to walk hand in hand with silent frustrations. When he began pursuing roles, he quickly realized the industry had a very narrow view of where he could fit, often limiting him to comic or eccentric characters simply because of his physical appearance. The major turning point came with the TV series Taxi, where his character, Louis De Palma, became a cultural phenomenon, earning awards, recognition, and international fame. Yet, it also cemented a stereotype that would follow him for years. While success opened doors, many of them led down the same hallway, and DeVito has noted that he was rarely considered for dramatic or leading roles, no matter his artistic range. Still, he turned this limitation into a strategy, sharpening his comic timing, stage presence, and emotional intelligence. This allowed him to land memorable film roles and later take on directing and producing projects. Behind the scenes, Danny learned early that Hollywood can be generous and cruel at the same time, celebrating talent while trapping it in convenient labels. Over time, he began choosing projects that gave him more creative control, proving he was not just a charismatic actor, but a complete artist. Even while carrying the weight of stereotypes, DeVito built a solid and respected career, using humor, self-awareness, and intelligence to defy expectations, showing that his versatility went far beyond the image the industry tried to impose. His rise stands as a testament to the possibility of succeeding without fully conforming to the system. Danny DeVito has always sparked curiosity precisely because he contrasts with the cheerful public image he built over his career, and no chapter was as striking as his relationship with actress Rhea Perlman. They met in the early 1970s and quickly formed an unlikely but deeply connected couple, bringing together two strong, talented, and independent personalities. Their marriage, formalized in 1982, lasted decades and produced 3 children, long regarded as a rare example of stability in Hollywood. Yet behind this image lay constant challenges: the pressures of fame, grueling schedules, public expectations, and personal differences that grew over time. Danny never hid that balancing career and family was one of the hardest tasks of his life. In later interviews, he admitted to mistakes, impulsive decisions, and struggles in managing the emotional changes that come with prolonged success. The separation, first announced in 2012, shocked fans because the couple always seemed resilient to the typical crises of the entertainment world. Although they attempted reconciliation a few years later, they ultimately chose separate paths without formal divorce, yet maintained a respectful relationship focused on family. Danny has highlighted this as a personal achievement, showing emotional maturity and mutual care. He describes this period as one of the most painful of his life, marked by deep reflections on aging, loneliness, and identity beyond the spotlight. Far from exaggerated scandals, the separation revealed a more human and vulnerable side of the actor, proving that even decades of success and recognition cannot shield someone from most basic emotional pains. When speaking about this chapter, Danny often adopts a tone both honest and serene, acknowledging that love can change, yet the bonds built over a lifetime do not vanish. His personal story, he demonstrates, is shaped not only by laughter and applause, but also by hard-earned lessons and continuous emotional growth. Throughout his long career, Danny DeVito endured a series of silent tragedies and emotional lows that rarely appeared in the spotlight, precisely because he was always associated with humor, lightness, and the ability to make people laugh even in the most absurd situations. Behind this public image, however, was a man who had to face losses, frustrations, and deep fears while the world assumed everything in his life was stable and successful. One of the most challenging realizations came at a relatively young age. Success does not automatically bring emotional security. After the explosive recognition from Taxi and his rise in cinema, DeVito entered an intense work rhythm that brought significant financial gains, with fees that during the 1980s and 1990s reached millions of dollars per film, along with producer credits that further increased his income. Yet, he has openly stated that this period was accompanied by constant pressure not to fail, as if a single wrong choice could push him to the margins of the industry again. Watching colleagues and close friends face addiction, emotional breakdowns, and interrupted careers, Danny developed a quiet fear of following the same path, leading to periods of anxiety and emotional exhaustion. Another heavy blow came with the gradual realization that Hollywood is ruthless with time. Despite his popularity, offers for major roles began to dwindle with age, creating insecurity and a painful sense of being discarded. Financially, even while amassing an estimated fortune of tens of millions of dollars throughout his career, at times valued around $80 million, DeVito has always made it clear that high numbers cannot fill the emotional void that arises when recognition fades. At the same time, he faced personal losses, including the distancing of longtime friends and the gradual dissolution of bonds once thought unbreakable, challenges that intensified during periods of marital separation. These experiences pushed him into deep reflection on identity, purpose, and aging, especially when he realized that the funny actor image often prevented serious conversations about his inner struggles. In more mature interviews, Danny has acknowledged phases of feeling isolated, even surrounded by material comfort, valuable homes, and successful investments, including prime real estate across the United States. The combination of financial stability and emotional instability created a difficult contrast. Outwardly, everything seemed perfect, while inwardly, he sought meaning and balance. Over time, these emotional falls led him to adopt a more selective approach to work, turning down purely commercial projects, even if they meant extra income, in order to protect his emotional health. This process was neither quick nor simple, but it marked a crucial turning point in his life, transforming silent tragedies into profound lessons. Over the past decades, Danny DeVito has evolved from an artist careful with his words into a voice increasingly frank about the inner workings of Hollywood, a shift that has earned him statements considered controversial precisely because they shatter the image of the always cheerful, discreet actor. With the maturity and financial security he achieved over his career, he began openly criticizing the industry's logic, highlighting inequalities, hypocrisies, and the way the system treats artists as disposable commodities. DeVito has stated in interviews that Hollywood loves you as long as you make money, and that when age advances or your image is no longer convenient, interest fades rapidly, regardless of talent or professional history. These words carry even more weight coming from someone who has amassed a significant fortune, estimated in the tens of millions, often pegged between $70 and $80 million over the years, making it clear that his criticisms do not come from financial frustration, but from real lived experience within the system. He has also questioned pay disparities among actors, particularly in large studio projects, recounting instances where equally essential performers received drastically different amounts while executives and producers took the lion's share of profits. In certain films and productions, DeVito earned millions as both actor and producer, yet he emphasized that money cannot erase the emotional toll of toxic, hyper-competitive environments. Another recurring target of his critique is Hollywood's obsession with physical standards and youth, a reality he has faced since the beginning of his career, which, he argues, has only grown harsher over time. Many talents, he notes, are ignored simply for not fitting a visual mold, while meaningful artistic projects are discarded for not appearing marketable. While these statements unsettled parts of the industry, they earned respect from younger colleagues who see in DeVito someone willing to speak uncomfortable truths without fear of retaliation. With his position firmly established, he began selecting smaller, independent projects or those offering greater creative control, even knowing it might mean turning down more lucrative contracts, often valued in the millions, in exchange for artistic freedom and emotional well-being. He has also criticized the culture of excess, pointing out that Hollywood often encourages unsustainable lifestyles, pushing artists toward personal crises while the system continues to profit from their image. In addressing these issues, Danny maintains a tone that is direct yet accessible, making it clear he does not see himself as a victim, but as someone who has observed the inner workings of the industry for decades. His commentary on power, money, and vanity has gained even greater relevance as Hollywood's internal structures face public scrutiny, positioning DeVito as a veteran who values honesty over comfortable silence. Today, Danny DeVito enjoys a life marked by financial stability, artistic respect, and a quieter routine, far from the intense spotlight that defined much of his career. Yet the path to this point was built on decades of tireless work, strategic choices, and a rare ability to turn limitations into opportunities. Over the years, DeVito has amassed an estimated net worth of around $80 million, a combination of salaries from films and series, producer credits, real estate investments, and rights to projects he helped bring to life. His earnings as an actor in major Hollywood productions reached multi-million-dollar figures, especially in commercially successful films, while his ventures as a producer, on iconic titles and studio collaborations, ensured a continuous revenue stream, solidifying him not only as a renowned artist, but also as someone with sharp business acumen. Among his most significant assets are valuable properties, including homes in upscale neighborhoods of California and New Jersey, reflecting both his personal taste and the financial security he has built. Despite his wealth, DeVito often emphasizes that money does not equate to happiness or emotional peace, a truth evident throughout a career marked by personal highs and lows. His artistic legacy is equally impressive and multifaceted. Beyond the comedic roles that made him famous, Danny is remembered for his ability to reinvent himself, work as a director and producer, and even take risks on bold, independent projects. He contributed to a quiet revolution in Hollywood, proving that actors outside traditional physical standards can be versatile, successful, and influential. Series like Taxi, films like Batman Returns and Get Shorty, and projects he produced solidified his reputation as a complete artist, balancing talent, emotional intelligence, and commercial savvy. Furthermore, Danny has become a mentor and reference point for younger actors, many of whom see in him an example of resilience, professionalism, and authenticity in an industry notorious for discarding those who do not fit rigid molds. In his personal life, he now values discretion and family time, maintaining close bonds with his children and longtime friends, while cultivating projects that allow him to express creativity without the overwhelming pressures of fame. His daily routine reflects a balance between work and rest, with selective role choices and a focus on social and cultural causes he deems important. DeVito also invests in opportunities that combine financial return and creative freedom, maintaining his artistic independence and ensuring a solid career, even if without the same frantic pace of earlier years. Despite all this stability, he has never lost the capacity for reflection and self-criticism, acknowledging that fame and money are only part of a complex life, and that his true legacy lies in the authenticity with which he faced challenges, his ability to turn adversity into art, and the lasting influence he wields over the industry and fans across generations. His life today stands as a testament to how talent, consistent work, and smart choices can generate financial security, while showing that the pursuit of meaning and emotional balance remains just as vital as any million-dollar figure or award. In this way, Danny DeVito remains an icon, not only for what he has done on screen, but for the example of perseverance, wisdom, and humanity that continues to inspire admirers around the world.